What's up guys, Cliff from the Sunday Drive, and today we're going to be showing you how to upgrade your Silverado with LED bulbs. So welcome back to the channel guys. We are upgrading to these LED, they're called two-stroke 4.0 bulbs from Morimoto, and I've never really wanted to upgrade to LEDs because everyone has either error lights on the dash, they have flickering, or they have to cut holes in their housing. So I talked to Morimoto, they make good stuff, and I said, hey, I don't want any of that. And they said, this is the solution for you. You won't have to cut any holes and you won't have any errors. So we're gonna try these out. We're gonna let you guys know how these work out. Now, this is something I'm only doing on the truck temporarily because I wanted to make content for you guys and show you how to change out your bulbs in your stock headlight housing for those of you that don't want to spend money on an entire new housing. But in a following video, we're actually going to be swapping these out to these beautiful headlight housings from Morimoto, where it'll be a complete changeover kit. As you can see, my passenger side is very damaged. Actually, this is sun damage because this side of the truck gets hit by the sun while this side of the truck sitting in my driveway does not. And it's almost completely fine on the driver's side. And if both sides look like that, I probably would not have worried about swapping it, but wanted to make some content for you guys. Not to worry, you do not need to take your truck apart this far to swap out to LED bulbs, but let's show you guys how to do this. It's really quick and it's gonna make a big difference. Now, changing the bulbs out on the driver's side are extremely easy because there is nothing in the way. So we are gonna show you how to do it on the challenging side over on the passenger side here, and we have to remove the air box. Now, the only thing that is not shown here is there is normally a plastic cover over here holding by a whole bunch of push pins. You got to remove that to access this 10mm right here. So we're going to go ahead and remove that 10, and then we have another 10 right up here. And that's just going to give us more access to get that air box out of there. Now at this point, if you're running your factory air box, it's going to be held in by a whole bunch of clips that you're just going to pull out. And we have a whole DIY showing how to install this upgraded air intake system from Air-Raid. It actually added a good bit of horsepower, which we have a video documenting where we put this on a dyno before and after. So a well worthwhile upgrade. We'll have the link to this down in the description, as well as the DIY installing this. And we'll overlay the footage of how to remove your stock air box here. But if you are already upgraded with this aftermarket air intake, we'll show you how to pop this one out. We have an 8mm down in there we're gonna need to pull out. All right, now with this one, it can be a little bit tricky to get this out of here. It's a tight fit. There we go. And we need to remove the air tube from the box here. Again, in this case, it's an 8mm. Now in this box, we have three 10mm that hold it to the factory fender here. On the original box, it was just held in by grommets, so you could just pull it up at this point. But we do have this one screwed down. All right, we're gonna loosen this from the throttle body so you get a little bit more clearance to get the air box out. And here is that aftermarket air box. I really like the design. You get a lot of air right from the front here, but also a pickup down lower. Now we have this shield right here that needs to be removed. It's held in by these plastic clips. On my truck, it's only on the driver's side, but I have also had this truck apart many times, so it's possible there was one on the passenger side. But I believe it's only the driver's side due to the air box sitting right here. So we're gonna pull out these push pins. There's a top part you first release, and then the bottom part release. So it's a two-part clip. So release this part first, and then that part. Get another one over here. This is just going to give us access to our high and low beam bulbs on the truck. Once you're done on the passenger side, the driver's side is a breeze. So have access to our top bulb right there. The other bulb is still down lower. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out this wire harness. Right here, it's held in by a plastic clip. Release there, and another one here. And apologize for the lighting. Pete is sitting on top of the engine bay trying to get good shots of this because it's pretty dark in here. We have two more clips on the bottom just below where that wire harness was. And I'm gonna pry that out. A pry tool like this, super helpful. We'll have these linked down in the description. Give us a thumbs up if you are thankful for Pete's athletic ability to get a good shot here. With that wire harness removed, I do have plenty of access. So here's our two bulbs that we're gonna be changing out. And then our running light and blinker, you're actually gonna access from inside the fender right here through this hole. in the side. For ease of photography and better lighting, I'm gonna show you where you need to access over on the driver's side right here. And it's gonna be the same on the passenger side once the air box is removed. But your running and blinker lights are gonna be through this rectangular cavity right here. You're gonna reach in and twist about 30 degrees, 45 degrees or so to the left, so counterclockwise, and you'll be able to release both of those bulbs. They are pretty tight. Put a pair of gloves on, it makes it a little bit easier. I'm gonna go ahead and pop off the driver's side headlight housing since we have easy access to remove it, so you can see clearly where the bulbs are, how they release, and then we're gonna put that back on, but removing the headlight housing is not necessary. You will just access it from here and then right through here. Up next, remove the headlight housing. Just kidding, you don't have to fully do this, but we had easy access to removing it from the vehicle, so we wanted to show you guys clearly, rather than just saying, reach your hand in here and twist, let's show you where you're actually reaching and twisting. So we have our running and blinker lights right here and our high and low beams. So changing the high and low beams, much easier than changing out these two. These are inside that fender cavity, that rectangular opening that you have to reach inside. And it wouldn't be that challenging, except these are actually really tight. Trying to twist this with just 2 fingers is pretty hard. Using 2 hands is a lot easier, but there is no way to get 2 hands in there to twist that. So that's just something to keep in mind. You will have to work a little bit at it to get that out. If we pull this out, we can see our bulb right here. And to replace this bulb, number one, if you are replacing it, don't touch the new bulb with your fingers. The actual oils in your hands can short these out and shorten the lifespan significantly, so always wear gloves. But this is the bulb. You just pull it straight out, and to install the new bulb, just push it straight back in. You'll hear a nice click, as you heard right there, and you'll be good to go. As with all of these bulbs and parts, we'll have them linked down in the description, and it really helps us out, helps us keep bringing content like this to you guys. When you go through those links, doesn't cost you anything more, and often can be cheaper than where you might find it yourself. To reinstall the bulb, this will only go in one way, so you're gonna wanna put it in and twist until it slots down into place, and then you're gonna wanna twist counterclockwise, like so. It's only about, honestly, barely, so that's where it stops, and you're maybe turning it about 15 to 20 degrees. It's not a significant turn, but you do want to make sure you are all the way turned so that doesn't rattle loose and fail over time. Changing the bottom bulb is the exact same way, and these 2 bulbs are the same. So again, just a little twist, about 15, 20 degrees, pull it out, right? And you will want to make sure that you pull it out completely out of this little standoff right here and there, so that you can pull it out far enough through that fender cavity that you have plenty of access to change the bulb out. Again, just pull it straight out, and then to reinstall, you're just gonna pop it straight back in. Now, one of these is actually dead on my truck. It's been out, the running light, for a couple of years, and I was gonna change it for this video, but I have the whole new Morimoto headlight housings getting ready to go on, so not gonna change it out, even though I'm right here. And again, this will only go in one way. So the wire will kind of line up where you wanna go. Get it to slot down inside, and then turn it that 20 degrees or so. All right, now these are the headlights we actually are gonna be changing out, our high and low beams. To get these out, nice solid clicks, and you pop these covers off. The nice thing about these cover plates, GM was thinking they left a lot of extra room, so LED headlights like the Morimotos will fit no problem. And you can see right here we have an HB3 printed out right there. So we have an HB3 bulb. And then up top, it says H11 right here. So we have an H11 bulb. All right, to access this, you're gonna wanna lift up on that little tab right there and pull down. All right, there we go. And this top one, you're gonna wanna press. And if this is fighting you, you can stick a pick tool from the front and pry upward, but we're gonna press and pull that connection off right there, like so. All right, now we have both of our bulbs exposed and ready to come out. Same process, you're gonna twist these a little bit more. This is about a 45-degree turn to the left, and the bulb will come out like so. And same up top. Bulb out like so. Now let's grab our new LED bulbs to go in, and we'll show you how to swap those. Now we'll have the OEM light bulbs linked down in the description. But if you are looking to upgrade, we are installing these Morimoto lights in this truck, and we're gonna have a little review in about a month after I've ran these for a little bit. These are supposed to not give you any error lights, no flickering, and not require any drilling or everything. So they're supposed to be just plug and play, which is always nice. So you're gonna install and should twist. All right, get it down to facing straight down. And then we have the connection point right here. All right, we have a nice click. All right, so we already got that one ready to go. All right, so we have our new bulb. And again, just put it in the same orientation the old one came out. Put it in and twist it in place. There we go. So it should be facing straight down. And you're gonna click that in place like so. All right, so we got our two bulbs in. Now what I'm gonna go ahead and do, you could tape this down inside there somewhere, but if you stick it up inside here, there's actually enough room. It's gonna keep it out of the way. And you can just go ahead and, let's make sure I have this upside down. So you'll notice on the back of these, if you can read that, it has an arrow pointing down, so I had that reversed. So I'm gonna stick this up in here, and you could tape it right there, but I'm just gonna show you guys for right now that it fits. All right. So get this to sit flush like that. And then you're gonna lock that in place, like so. On this one, that's actually necessary because there isn't room to fit this down anywhere around the housing. So again, find your down point, all right? And we're gonna stick this up right inside there. And again, taping this in place is a good idea, but I'm just demonstrating real quick how this works and that this does indeed fit. So make sure your wires are all tucked in nicely. Make sure the gasket is not messed up that goes around this cover. You can see that gasket just fell off there, so you're gonna wanna make sure it stays around there so you don't get water and condensation in your housing. All right, so no resistance, fits down nicely, and twist. So it will fit nicely. You don't wanna, if you have a lot of resistance as you're going to tighten these down, stop, open it up, check your placement. These should close very nicely, and no rattling, right? I don't even have these taped in there right now, and nothing is rattling or loose. So again, I would tape them in there, but this will work, they will fit. And now we're good to go and reinstall this into the truck and swap out the passenger side. And we'll kind of show you working in the passenger side without the headlight removed like this, so you can see a little bit of the struggles that you might have. We have the passenger side back together, and I want to show you how you actually reach in and remove these bulbs with the headlight still installed on the truck. So for our large bulbs, we have quick and easy access right here. We have our low beam, and right below that, we have the wire harness kind of in the way here, but we have our high beam. High beam on out. All right, so I'm gonna set the high beam up so I don't mix them up. And now inside this cavity right here is our running lights and turn signals. So you're just gonna reach your hand inside here, feel for the wire harness. That'll guide you to the bulb. And then you're gonna twist counterclockwise. You're gonna pull the bulb straight out through here. And you don't get a lot of slack. But there's the bulb, you have enough room to go down, pull the bulb off, pop the new one on, and then just feel for that hole. It will only go in one way, so find that happy place, and then you're gonna twist it clockwise. And this can take some force. And if you don't have a lot of grip strength, like I don't really have, this can be kind of challenging. This is usually where I grab Pete and I ask him to do it. And again, it's only about a 15 to 20 degree turn, as we saw. Now we're gonna change out those LED bulbs on the driver's side, just like we did the passenger side. So just reach up in there and disconnect the electrical plug. Twist about 45 degrees and pull out your bulb. So we have our H11 low beam up first. All right, so we're gonna pull this out. This comes in really nice packaging. And they actually have a little wrench right here you can use for the installation if you need to. And again, just be careful touching the bulbs. You don't want them to get damaged. And you're gonna want the wire to be facing straight down. So just put it in the same orientation the old one came out. It should only fit in one way. All right, have that facing straight down so you know it's fully engaged. And we'll take our little electrical plug right here. You'll notice this red wire here. This is not factory. That is for a LED light bar that we installed and has been working quite well for many years. It's wired with a 3-way switch to the high beams. So if you want to know how to install a 3-way switch or a light bar, you can check out that video down in the description. And the same thing we did on the other one. Make sure it's sitting flush all the way around. Lock that in place. And now we're just going to change out that bottom one. So again, disconnect the electrical connection. Twist the bulb about 45 degrees. There we go. All right, and we have our high beam ready to go in. Our electrical connection. All right, now we're going to stick the wire down and inside the housing, out of the way. Here's a comparison of the headlights off, low beams, high beams, and with my light bar. Now, not a fair visual representation of the headlight because of how faded my passenger side housing is. I can't wait to do the full upgrade that replaces these faded housings, but the bulbs themselves have been working great. No error codes. There is a slight hum when outside the vehicle that you will hear, but it's very minor. Not something I'm even concerned about. Never hear it while I'm driving the vehicle at all. No flickers at all while driving. I do notice when stopped directly behind someone, I will occasionally see a flicker of the headlight reflected back at me, but I never notice this when driving the vehicle. Would highly recommend these bulbs. They've been working great. No issues so far. There you go, guys. That is the Morimoto LED install and review. These are fantastic LED headlights, no flickering. There is a fan that kicks on and makes a little bit of noise, but you're never gonna hear that in the cab, and they look fantastic, much more visibility at night. People in front of you might not be as fans of them as we are, but they work great. And as I mentioned, I am upgrading these to the full housings, but we really wanted to give you guys this video before we change these out. We want our channel to be the one-stop shop for all Silverado content, and we couldn't not have an LED bulb video for you guys on the stock housings. So in a future video, we'll be upgrading to the Morimoto full frame housing, and I can't wait to see that on the truck. Any comments or questions, please leave them down below. And as always, parts are in the description. We can't do this without you guys, and you contributing by buying our parts really helps us out. Thank you, Morimoto, for helping sponsor this video, and we'll see you back next time.